Man, I remember being out there living my life whatever way I wanted to live it, man. Thinking I was living it up, doing all the wrong things, expecting the good results. Until this one day these dudes introduced me to Christ Jesus. Man, I fell in love with him and been walking right ever since, man.
Who is JR?
I remember as a young boy, sitting in church, I would hear about Jesus.
JR is artist, he's producer, he's writer and arranger.
I saw my life heading for the breaches. There was the day when I fell on my knees and asked you to come and save my soul. And ever since I said
The main reason why I named this record Life by Stereo is because I truly want to bring the opposite of what we experience today. I would say that we experience a lot of death by stereo, meaning that from our culture, man, from pop culture, you can experience murder to war, to all of the viewpoints and the schools of thought that go against God's will, you know what I mean? And so I just want to bring a remedy or something that was healthy, you know what I mean, to combat this culture. By me being the first R&B artist on Sophomore Records, it kind of brings a uniqueness to the label. You got a label full of rap cats. And so for this dude to come through with spiky hair and glasses and playing guitar and singing and stuff, it kind of spices it up a little bit. When you listen to this album, you're gonna see the growth. You know, Metamorphosis, I had a lot of songs that spoke directly about me and how I was changing and how God was changing me and transformed me into a much more mature Christian. But this album right here, I speak out as in having sort of an authoritative voice, you know what I mean, to my audience and just speaking to their hearts, you know what I mean. I still get into my life on this one, but this one is mainly geared out to minister. The style of this record, Life by Stereo, really can't be confined to one category. You got your R&B, hip-hop, alternative rock, you know what I mean, and soul. The feel of this track is electric. As soon as it comes on, you're gonna go bananas. I mean, the drum from the boom, clap, boom, boom, clap is gonna have you bouncing. I don't care where you're from, whether you're from the suburbs, whether you're from urban areas, whether you just grew up listening to rock, it's gonna have you on your feet. So electric, so bananas. The song Say Yeah is basically a celebration of the believer of being born again in the Lord, man. I talk about when I was a young boy doing my thing. I remember as a young boy, sitting in church, I would hear about Jesus. Never really did I take heed until I saw my life heading for the breaches. And so it goes on to say the second verse, so now you saw me in the streets and you saw me in the clubs, but now you see me preaching.
we're from the streets, telling lies, getting high, starting fights, getting drunk and clubbing every weekend, to teaching truth in the church, on the streets, saying prayers for my fam, breaking bread every evening.
The song Words of Life, one of the soulful songs on the album, and it's just about taking you on a trip of just looking at man and looking at your own life. Remember Christ saying, asking the disciples after everybody had left him, will you all bounce on me now that everybody has left? And Peter turned to him and said, Lord, where will we go? You have the words of life.
In this room, thinking to myself, what I do if I didn't have you.
We Need You is one of my favorite songs on our album. The sound of We Need You is kind of a mixture. You got your Coldplay in there, you got sort of like a Phil Collins type groove, and you also got your U-tune in there. And it's this perfect blend of an alternative groove mixed with soulful vocals, and it just takes you into a place of worship. I had to bring along some of my homies, you know what I mean? I got my man The Truth. I got my man Israel from Everyday Process. I got my man Tripoli from Reach Records. And I got my man Flame, which, you know, he was on the last project. And I also got my man Lecrae. It's a banging album, just basically explaining the different spheres of life, you know what I mean? Different scopes of life, all filtered through the gospel.